Some people like to see if they can pick out pop culture references. And not only are Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda great in this, I've heard people complain about the other actors in the film. Karen Black is in this film. Karen Black's outstanding in it. She plays one of the prostitutes at the House of Blue Lights that the two main characters, they visit pretty much it's a whorehouse. They visit a whorehouse called the House of Blue Lights, and they meet up with two prostitutes, one played by Karen Black and one played by Toni Basil, who, for those of you that remember the song Hey Mickey, you know that Toni Basil did that song, but in this movie she plays a prostitute at the House of Blue Lights whorehouse. I thought, you know, there's not a lot you can add to a character that is a prostitute, but they added something to the character as a whole, not just the character of the prostitute, but you kind of get an insight into what these characters maybe were before they became prostitutes, and possibly their life within the film after the events that they experienced with Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda's characters. There are some amazingly bizarre scenes in this film as well. The scene that I remember very, very well is the scene after they pick up the prostitutes at the House of Blue Lights. They go out to Mardi Gras, and then they go to a graveyard and they drop acid. The very, very bizarre scene, a lot of bizarre imagery. Some parts of it kind of creeped me out because Karen Black's character is like scratching at her head and stuff. I don't know if it's like she thinks she's got bugs on her or what. There's scenes of both. Well, I think it's Karen Black's character and Toni Basil's character take off their clothes, and then there's some sex scenes, and then there's a bizarre scene with Peter Fonda on a statue in the graveyard, and he's talking to his mother. And I had heard that where that came from, Dennis Hopper actually encouraged Peter Fonda to use stuff from his youth, some of his fears growing up, and some things that had actually happened to him, and use that in the acid scene. So it's very haunting, very bizarre, but it works within the film. The only thing that I could say that I was not happy about with this film is the downbeat ending, and I'll just say that it's downbeat. I'm not going to go into it for those of you that have never seen Easy Rider, but it just left me feeling sort of empty and angry, and there was not really any closure for me with the film, or within the film. Another character of note, or actor of note, that's in this film is Jack Nicholson. I loved Jack Nicholson's character in this film. I'm sorry that his part was so short-lived. I wish he could have been on there more. He plays an attorney. I believe his name is George in the film, and he decides to go cross country with Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda, and he's planning to go to Mardi Gras with them. And I had also heard the story that there's a scene where they're smoking pot and they're sitting around the campfire, and Jack Nicholson's character starts going into this whole discussion about the Venusians, these aliens that are living amongst human beings, and he gets seemingly confused when he's telling the story and starts to repeat himself and things like that. The story that I heard was they were really smoking pot during the scene, and that Jack Nicholson became so intoxicated by the pot that he could hardly do the scene, and the scene kind of had to be redone in order for it to work. But again, Easy Rider, oh, just an excellent film, an excellent window, door, whatever, into late 60s counterculture, hippie movement. You also get a look or some insight into how people that were hippies at the time got treated, especially in southern areas of the United States. And it's really sad and unfortunate that the counterculture or the hippie movement took such a beating by these individuals, either figuratively and literally. Their ideals took a beating, and in some cases they were actually beat with sticks and threatened with guns and threatened with violence by these individuals. And I really can't understand that. I don't know if it was like Jack Nicholson's character says in the film, that the hippies represented freedom and that scared them, or you know, I really don't understand that, and probably never will. And I'm sure the youth at that time did not understand the hate either. The same way I don't understand how people can hate other people just because of their beliefs. You know, I might not have the same beliefs as somebody else, and more than likely I'm not going to have the same beliefs, the same exact beliefs as anybody else. But that doesn't mean I'm going to hate you just because you don't have the same beliefs. I mean, I'll debate with you till the end of time on stuff, whether it be movies or literature, politics, religion, whatever, but it doesn't mean that if you don't believe the way I do that I'm going to hate you. And that's unfortunate that some people feel a need to hate someone that doesn't share their same belief system. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. But anyway, for those of you that have never seen Easy Rider, definitely pick this one up. For those of you that watched it maybe a couple of times and thought it was crap, you know, like a friend of mine does, try it again. Give it another try. Take a look at the characters more. Enjoy the cinematography. Enjoy the soundtrack. There's so many great things about this film to enjoy. I think if you give it another try, you might gain a greater appreciation for the film as a whole. But anyway, I think I've talked long enough about the movie. So I'm going to end this for now, and I hope to be back with another video soon. So thanks for watching, guys.